Welcome to the Community Difference-Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media, LLC. Today's show is hosted by Caitlyn Fuessel, owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. Co-hosted by Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays, Dallas Jones with Rementis, and Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending. The Community Difference-Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Wylie starts now.
Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. We're so excited that you're tuning in. Welcome to the Wylie Master Networks Difference Show. We're super excited that you're here. I want to introduce myself. My name is Caitlyn Fuessel. I'm the owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. We do residential and commercial cleaning. So if you need anything, feel free to give us a call. But we're so excited that you've joined in. I want to invite on my amazing co-hosts, and I want to introduce them to you. And they're going to tell you a little bit about who they are. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
So as you can see, the names that we had are a little bit different. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them who they are. Ladies first. We'll start with Jenny.
Hey, everyone. I am Jenny Connolly, and me and Jessica Cooper did a switcheroo. Super grateful for her to fill in for me when I was unavailable last week. So I am taking her spot in week 3, and I am the owner of TC Roofing Restorations and Solar, and we help homeowners when disaster strikes. We turn a problem into a silver lining and help make them very comfortable as they restore their home and go through the whole rebuild process.
Yeah. So my name is Marissa Page. I kind of am in the same line of work as Jenny. I just don't deal with roofs. And so same thing when disaster strikes, your house floods, you have mold, anything like that, fire damages. We are licensed through the state for mold remediation. We are triple master certified with the IICRC. And so we are able to come in, evaluate everything, give you a game plan of what needs to take place to get your home back to pre-loss condition. We're right here in Wylie. We have been in the industry for over 15 years, so it's definitely a passion. We love what we do, and we love taking care of our customers.
Well, we're all talking about homes today, whether it's the top of the roof or the inside guts of it, and I do all the lending on it. So my name is Paul Fisher. I'm with Certainty Home Lending. I'm a residential mortgage lender. So we do your regular residential house, or if you're in the investment game, you want to buy investment properties or things like that. And so I'm happy to be broadcasting from the chamber offices. So, I've got my little Wylie connection mouse pad that Marianne was nice to give me. So I just want to give a quick shout out to the ladies that run the chamber and to my friends Tina and Marianne, gracious enough to let me broadcast back here. So kind of fun. And so I feel like I'm kind of in the heart of Wylie right now.
You are.
You are, absolutely. So I love it. I think the really amazing thing is that all of these 3 people I have built relationship with, and that has all come through Master Networks. And it's a little bit different than your traditional networking. I've had coffee with these people. I've had lunch with them, and we've really built a relationship. And that's the thing that I enjoy. I mean, we cleaned Jenny's house. I've been in Marissa's house. Paul, you're next. I'm coming for you.
I know. My wife told me because I had a face-to-face with Tara the other day, and she's like, "Oh my God, we need to get our windows done." So I think she's starting to line up all the people that I've made relationships with, and ticking it off the list. So I'm sure roof is in there somewhere. You just never know.
Yep, absolutely. So, so that's really the really amazing thing. So we're going to get the show going. I'm super excited. We're going to bring on our guests today, and they have been invited by our co-host, and we're going to go ahead and get them introduced, and we'll go from there. So Lyndon, go ahead and bring them on. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. So, why don't you guys, Jenny, Paul, why don't y'all go ahead and introduce your guests and we'll kind of go from there and then they'll get to tell us a little bit about who they are.
Go ahead, Jenny.
Awesome. Everyone, this is Kelsey Burks. She is amazing. She is a bookkeeper, but she is super organized and is all about systems and expediting things to where you can really take a lot of stuff off of your plate and focus on what's important. She's been a lifesaver for my business and she's a great friend of mine. So Kelsey Burks.
Awesome. Kelsey, go ahead and tell us just a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Kelsey. I'm the owner of Keep Safe Bookkeeping. And thanks so much for having me and inviting me, Jenny. Like Jenny said, my biggest thing is like streamline and efficient systems with these business owners. So it's a huge passion of mine to help small business owners succeed. And we do that by implementing systems, making their life more efficient, taking more off their plate so that they can put their focus back into the business where it really matters and ultimately more profitable, keeping more money in their pocket for around tax season and all of that by keeping up with everything for the whole year for them.
Yes and amen. I love it. Paul, go ahead and introduce your
I'm excited that Janice is on with us today. My guest is Janice Greenlee, and she's also part of our Master Networks group out here in Wylie. And Janice, I mean, she's got a great story. You know, her family is really members of Master Networks too. She's got her son in there, and her husband, shows up when he can. But she's got two businesses. She's got Ambit Energy, which really delivers savings for people that are tired of paying those high bills. And then she's also a real estate investor with Green Root Capital. And she and I have had some good conversations about that and kind of what's out there, since it's not really something that I lend on. But, the great thing about what we do with connecting people is that we've been able to kind of connect each other to, the different fields to try to help make it happen. So without further ado, here's Janice.
Yay.
Thanks, Paul. You're incredible. I appreciate that. So I'm an Ambit energy consultant. I know a lot of folks are not necessarily familiar with Ambit, but we're an electric retail provider here in Texas. We're in a few states, but what we really do is provide one-on-one personal customer service for our customers. We really are able to walk them through what is a good plan for them, how they can save money, or really just making sure that at the end of the day, they don't just have a 1-800 number to call, but really providing personalized service. And most can't say that. But that kind of led me to branching out into other business areas. And so a lot of the folks that I'm really able to help are people that are either moving into a new home or moving into apartments and things like that. So it opened the door for me to think about real estate investing. So that's where Green Root Capital came from. And my entire family is really involved in that. And we focus on multifamily. So anywhere from probably 20 units to 150 units and storage as well now. So we're just trying to diversify. And for our investors that invest with us, we really want to make sure that we provide good, clean, safe housing for our tenants. We want people to be able to go home and lock the door and feel good about where they lay their heads. And we want to provide really good returns to our investors as well. So
I love that. Well, we are super glad that you're here. I know Janice, but I'm super excited to get to know Kelsey, you as well. And so we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then on the tail end, we're going to do our segment that is What's Up, Wylie. And then on the other end, we're also going to get to introduce our other guest. Her name's Karen. So we're super excited. So let's do our commercial break. And when we get back, we'll get to introduce her as well. Maybe.
Lyndon.
Let's see.
Showing his age.
Okay. No, all good. So let's go in and let's do.
Can we bring Karen in?
The Community Difference-Wylie is made possible by Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending, Close with Certainty, Brittany Welch with Boards by B. It doesn't get any cheddar than this. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. Cordell Reynolds with Frost Bank. Caitlyn Fuessel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your house is a diamond. Let's get it out of the dust.
And by Terrapedia with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So thanks for hanging in there with us. We're going to see if we can bring on Karen. So Karen, are you out there? Let's see.
She fell off again with
Okay.
bad internet.
No worries. Okay, so it totally happens. That's the fun part about being online, that we get to deal with. If you haven't had technical difficulties before, you haven't been around long enough. So let's be honest.
Give it time.
Like, that's the love and joy of phones and electronics, but they only work when they want to. So it's okay.
It's a love-hate relationship.
100%. So we're going to go into our What's Up Wylie segment, and let's just go around. And I think, Paul, you're going to take it. So tell us what's going on in Wylie and some of the events.
I will tell you, I mean, so I cheated a little bit since I'm, working out of the chamber today.
Yes.
I went onto their calendar. They've got a couple things coming up on November the 22nd. They've got their bake sale at the American National Bank for the Christian Center. Starts at 9 a.m. until they run out. Then there's also Dallas wanted me to mention that the Wylie ISD is doing a help a family for the holidays. There's tag pickups up until the 17th. And then I think there's delivering unwrapped toys by November the 30th. Let's see. There's also a kickball for cancer. And I had that pulled up, so I'm going to come back to that. December 12th through the 13th, Brittany from our Master Networks group is doing a lunch and learn to learn all about Google Forms. So I'll be there because I have a hard time with Google anything. Mm-hmm. And then a big one for November the 29th at Kelly's in Frisco. Part of our community shows, we're launching out the Frisco edition. And it's also our founder's birthday. I think he said he's turning 60. So he made it.
Lyndon.
I know. So age-appropriate gifts. If you choose to bring something, talcum powder or Bengay or whatever it is. So anyway, but I think that got Wylie covered. So anybody else?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would just like to echo that every Thursday at 9 a.m. we have our weekly Master Networks meeting, and that is open to the public. Guests are welcome. We'd love to have anyone drop in and see what it is that we are creating and doing. It's really magical. And we do have exclusive seats, but even if there's someone that does the same thing you do, we always try to create a bigger table and make room for everyone. So we'll find a space for you.
Absolutely. That is very well said, Jenny. So 9 a.m. we meet at Herman Marshall, but we're upstairs in their venue space. So come on out and see us. Anybody else have any events for Wylie?
We passed the puck to Paul.
I think I got it. I'm looking at all my notes.
Got it all. That's perfect. So
Yeah.
That's great. I hope everyone also, because we're coming around, enjoys a happy Thanksgiving. So hope you've got safe travels and everything for that. So that's super awesome. So we're going to go ahead and kind of start into our guest interviews. So who wants to go first? Kelsey, Janice, either of you?
I'm wide open. Whatever you guys want to do.
Okay.
All right,
Kelsey,
go get her.
Yep. Somebody jump in it and tell us a little bit about who you are, how you started, and now where you are. So.
Okay. I'll jump in. So who am I? Feel like I'm doing my showcase again, you guys.
You're ready.
So I'm an Army brat. I'm married to a veteran, and I'm a mom of 3 kids, and I have 1 grandbaby right now who's actually in the other room, which is why I'm looking tired today. Had him overnight for the last couple nights, and he's whooping my butt. I have never, before I lived in Wylie, I've never lived anywhere so long. Everywhere I've lived has been 6 months to maybe 3 years max. So this is the first time that I've really had a community that I belong to. We moved to Wylie in 2004. I was an IT recruiter or headhunter, really. So not internal, but external for over 20 years. And during COVID, my husband was partially furloughed. He's an IT guy, and we wanted a plan B. We wanted to stop leaning on an employer for our income. So we started our Ambit business part-time. I did that from home in the evenings here and there when we had time. And then last September, I decided that's it. We're going to either do it or we're not. So I quit my job and jumped in with both feet and have really been running hard for a year to make this entrepreneurial dream happen. And then in the midst of that year is when all of those connections that we made really opened my eyes to the real estate investing as well. That was something that I had always wanted to do, but unlike Marissa and Jenny, I don't fix things. I don't hire people that fix things. I have some horror stories about hiring the wrong people to fix things.
So Janice, you just break things? Is that what it is?
Pretty much. So I looked at investing in real estate as you have to buy and fix and flip. And so I really had no idea, what could be done out there, what my other options were. But I started learning about multifamily, got a coach, have really jumped in to learn the business piece of it. It really is a business on top of real estate is what it is. Mm-hmm. So I've spent, the better part of this year learning all of those things. So that way, when we pull the trigger on purchasing a property, we're not purchasing with emotion. We're not purchasing with how exciting it is. We're purchasing because it's a good business decision and it makes sense. And we don't have to go into super risky ventures. We want it to be good for ourselves and for our investors. So we do a lot of due diligence. So that's me in a nutshell these days. Workaholic.
That's it. I know you got some free time in there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know when it is. I haven't found it yet. I'll let you know.
It's sleeping in the next room.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
So I have a question for you. You mentioned getting a business coach. So how did you find a business coach that was niche to your industry? Because I think that's really important.
So I started attending meetups and in-person events and learning and listening. And then once I had it narrowed down to a few folks, I went and researched them. How credible are they? Are they worth the money that I'm going to spend to invest my training on them? This is it's not just a new career when you're, at least for me, investing. Somebody's expecting me to trust me with their money, and I don't take that lightly at all. And so we really did a good amount of research and making sure that whoever we went with had what we wanted to offer. You know what I mean? Yep. So
I think that's a great nugget for anyone looking for a business coach or really just to expand in their industry. So I think that's really great. So I do want to introduce, and we'll come back to you as well, Janice, and ask some more questions. But I do want to introduce Miss Karen. She hopped on. So Marissa, why don't you introduce Karen and tell us a little bit about her, and then she can say some more as well.
Yes, of course. So whenever I was sitting down with my office manager trying to figure out what we could do this holiday season, I went back to Amazing Grace because we had volunteered there last year. I think I was like 8 or 9 months pregnant, or maybe it was the year before. I don't know. I can't keep up. But and so I was like, we need to, do a food drive, have people come and drop stuff off. And so it's always been my calling to give back. And so I selected Amazing Grace. We donated quite a bit of stuff from our community. And so I was like, who better to have on the show than Amazing Grace Food Pantry? So I'm excited that Karen's here. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties at first, but she's here. So.
And she's muted.
Oh,
there
you go.
There we go.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me to this. I've never done a podcast before, so first time for everything.
Yes.
Uh, so Amazing Grace Food Pantry is a 501c3 nonprofit organization in Wylie, actually in St. Paul, but we call ourselves Wylie, uh, on Parker Road. So we started in 2006 with about 5 families, and now we're pretty close to 3,000 families that
Wow.
depend on us for food. It has been an amazing journey to watch how God has led us, because this is not something I woke up and said, let's do. It just kind of fell into place. And I will say that, God prepares you as you go through your life, even as an adolescent, on up to my career in planning departments, to prepare me for what he has me to do now. And I believe that's what, he's been putting me through boot camp for. So, yeah, we have if you get a chance, come by for a tour, because it's hard to explain how it operates. But we're in a small space. It's 3,500 square feet, but we do a lot in that. We each week we serve families 3 times a week, and every week it's about 700 families that get at least 100 pounds, maybe more, of food. We focus on nutritional food, and it's just a lot of volunteers. We're all volunteers. No one gets paid a salary. So I like to mention that, because any donated monies goes directly to help feed those hungry people, and no salaries. So that's not very common. So I just really appreciate all the volunteerism in the community, and the love and support and prayers to keep it running. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, but
Now,
I would just love to
I was
say
gonna ask. I mean, if the people that that helped, if they were volunteers,
yeah.
And I mean, how many volunteers are you running in and out of there? I mean, I'm sure you always need more help.
So we have a base that are dedicated volunteers that come either once a week, or sometimes, or 3 or 4 times a week. We have five shifts. No, 6 shifts. So we're here every day except Sunday and Wednesday, and Thursdays we're here 2 shifts. But we welcome volunteers. God moves in a wonderful way, and we never know why that particular volunteer is going to join us. And sometimes, they don't know either. And I've had volunteers with us for 10 years now, so we're very dedicated. But the ones like students, I think Texas requires students to put in 100 hours of community service before they graduate. So it really helps students see how other people struggle, and maybe appreciate their home life a little bit more too.
Yeah.
that. We actually did an event with you guys last year. Remember when that was, Marissa? And what an operation you guys run. I mean, you say it's 3,500 square feet. I felt like it was a lot bigger space than that. And they have systems for everything, for where the food is delivered, to where it gets positioned on the shelves, to what gets put into the boxes, for how many families it's going to serve, and how it just goes down this conveyor belt. And wow, it's incredible. We should definitely do another group experience volunteering there.
Yes.
One of the things that makes us unique is we do tailor make our client boxes, because some people don't eat fish, some people don't eat pork, some are gluten free, some are diabetic. So we can do about 75 families an hour and still tailor make their boxes. So it is a very streamlined operation. We have some retired engineers and OCD people. We love OCD people that keep everything neat, tidy. and have everything done the same way every shift.
Wasn't he from Walmart? One of your guys that works there he used to work in Walmart or one of those big stores?
I'm not sure. We have a retired postal TI people that retired. So, it's
incredible what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
We would love to definitely support you.
We would love for you to come for a tour, come volunteer. This time of year, a lot of people want to, donate their time or stovetop stuffing, which we really appreciate for the holidays. But, come January, those same 3,000 families are going to be hungry too. So don't forget about us in the new year.
So maybe we'll do it
the entire year.
Yes.
And a $10 donation will feed a family for an entire month. Now try to do that on your own income.
How much?
$10 will feed a family for a month.
For a month?
Yeah, a month.
Wow.
Because we, it pays for the lights to be on, the freezers, so the fuel for the truck to go pick up the food. So we average it out to about $10 a month per family for those who want to put in a tax deductible donation.
I see your poster behind
I
you.
see
so
the sign right behind you.
That's cool. So my question was for people who are wanting to volunteer, is there a way that they need to connect and like sign up for a certain shift? Or I'm guessing you don't want people just to show up.
No, there's 3 ways that we schedule volunteers. So they can go to North Texas Food Bank's website for volunteering and select Amazing Grace. And it has different shifts. Also, our website, there's a volunteer page. You can send that. It's an email that goes to me. Or you can call our phone number and leave voicemail, and it goes to me directly, and I'll return your call within an hour.
That's
awesome.
Cool. Okay. And then my other question was, you mentioned that y'all really try and do nutritional food. So what does that mean because when I think food pantry, I think like cans of soups or I don't know, like it doesn't seem fresh. So what does that mean to y'all?
Girl, I'm telling you, we have pallets and pallets of fresh fruits and vegetables that, so we do pre-make some boxes with the canned goods and the cereal and pasta and rice and that kind of thing. But we have a huge front porch, and we'll put 4 to 6 pallets of fruits and vegetables out there for clients to just grab and go. And whatever we have, we give. We don't want to store it. We want to give it out.
Want to give it out.
Right.
That's really cool. I think that's really important for people to know. So we are going to do a commercial break. And then on the flip side, I want to hear a little bit on Kelsey and her business. So thank you guys so much for joining in. I think this is really great conversation. So stay tuned. We're going to give some love to our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
The Community Difference is a new series of shows powered by the Difference radio live stream and podcast network. This series of shows was designed to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. And we wanted to create a platform that brings awareness to and reminds folks of the goodness that lives within so many of us. By working with the local community leaders, business owners, first responders, veterans, schools, and citizens who want to unite with a clear and selfless purpose, the Community Difference seeks to spotlight the people, events, and activities that are producing positive outcomes, inspirational stories, and incredible experiences. In a world that is consumed with negative press, media manipulation, and propaganda, The Difference, along with many others who believe and support The Difference, understands there is no better way to make the difference than to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. We are currently searching for local communities to be the focus of our shows, but before we can launch a show in your community, we need your help. We need you along with local business leaders, chambers of commerces, major nonprofits, online community group leaders, networking groups, etc., to join us in making the difference in helping your community be seen, be heard, and be remembered. So, if you would like to know how you, your business, school, social media community, church, or your favorite nonprofit organization can be a part of this unique and powerful program,
Reach out to us today and introduce yourself and let us know how you would like to contribute and bring awareness to the amazing people, places, and events that are making the difference in the community you love. You can call us at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.
And now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So we're going to dive right in. So Kelsey, tell us a little about kind of where you've come from, how you got into the business, and a little bit about you.
Absolutely. So I've been an entrepreneur I'm almost 28. I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 of those years, basically since I was 18, and started kind of in real estate and dabbled there. That's where I got kind of into sales and all of that. And then I just had a digital marketing agency. But when COVID hit, that everyone cut their marketing budget and that went downhill. And then I stumbled across bookkeeping, and I really fell in love with just what I do and helping business owners and working directly with small business owners. And so I've been doing that now since 2020. I launched my bookkeeping business right smack in the middle of COVID. And so now that's been about 3.5 years now. And that's just been absolutely amazing. But on a personal end, I have 2 daughters, and I had my first daughter really, really young at about 15. And so that kind of put me on the trajectory to figure my life out. So that's why I got into business so early and really trying to figure out my career field and everything. And then at 21, I had my second daughter, who is now 6, and she was born with special needs and severe, she's terminally ill. But that has put me in a totally different path of working with single moms, special needs communities, special needs families, and stuff like that. And really, that's kind of where my nonprofit side of myself lies, as my business contributes to a lot of special needs family in the community there, because it's so underserved just as far as resources and financial and everything. And I firsthand know what that's like. I'm right in the middle of that. So honestly, that's why I have a work from home virtual bookkeeping business, because I have to be here with her all the time. I can't go out and get a job and be away from her. I have to be here to take care of her and to be with her. And so my bookkeeping business has been an amazing thing to be able to both help people professionally, but also keep me at home with my family and be able to take care of them.
That's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, that's very powerful. I feel like there's a moment that you really realize and hear people's why, and it is the backbone and the reason that we do things, and yours is really powerful. And so I think that's really strong. So let's go ahead and let's ask some questions. So Paul, why don't you go for it?
Yeah, I was going to ask Kelsey, so what are some of the types of clients that you have right now?
So I work with all service-based businesses. My favorites are my roofing people. It's one of those. But I love my roofing.
Sounds like
businesses.
a November discount right there.
Nice and complicated for you.
Yeah.
So I work with a lot of all service-based businesses. So anyone who offers a service, that's roofing, construction, HVAC, electrical, all of those guys who serve the home, but then also real estate investors, digital marketing agencies, business coaches. I'm a business coach myself. I now teach people how to start their own bookkeeping business. Moms, especially, teaching them how to go and you can make money from home and still enjoy time with your family. I really am big on that. A woman bringing home an income while also being able to be a mom. So yeah, we serve all service-based businesses. Porta potty companies. There's a bunch of random ones that I never even knew were businesses until they're hey, we need bookkeeping. Right. And it's we can help.
Does Jenny ever walk in with a shoebox full of receipts and just drop it on your desk and say, here, figure this out?
Jenny used to write way too many checks, and I got her to stop doing that. Mm-hmm. I was like, you need to stop writing all these checks and let me take care of this. But I do have some of those people who come in and is here's this envelope full of everything. But I say no. I'm we're not taking that. I really do get my clients to get updated on a system, something that's efficient for them. And because I'm virtual, I can't come into your office, and I'm not going to come into your office and sort through your receipts. We're going to figure out how to
train them a little bit.
Yeah. I do some more consulting on that end of hey, this is what we're going to do. I need you, business owner, to do. So we can get to where we need to be.
What I'm hearing is she would fire me.
Yeah. She hasn't fired me. She hasn't fired me. I keep it real messy.
No, what I heard is she's not going to fire you. She's going to guide you through, and she's going to get you on the right path, square you
She's gonna
away.
inspire you, Janice.
I need a lot of help.
I call those my hand clients. I hold their hands until I'm ready to let them go, and they're ready to let me take care of everything. Because it's also like letting someone else take your financials, letting
should get
and all that stuff. Like that's a big trust to say, here, take care of this and do it well.
Right.
It's really nice to have someone that's basically like a safety net, and that's what she is for me. She's able to see, like, we've paid a vendor twice, which has happened, and all of our invoices go to one email. So she may not know exactly what job it goes to, but they're all cycled in one spot to where she can sort it and put it into the right categories, and then creates like a spreadsheet for me to say, answer all these questions of where this goes. But it's where I can really see exactly where we're spending our money, what areas are we spending too much in. And paying the vendors for me, because that's just, it's just so much to wear all the hats that we do. So to be able to delegate that out to someone that's really super detailed and organized and is watching every penny that comes in and out, it's such a nice safety net. So I feel very protected with her.
Thank you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I do want to remind our guests, the people watching, our viewers, go ahead and comment. If y'all have questions for our guests, we can see those and we want to ask. So if you're watching live, go ahead and ask that. I think that's really cool. So Jenny and Kelsey, how did you guys meet? How did y'all get connected?
We were connected through social media. We have mutual friends that were in a coaching group that I was in, a roofing coaching group, and she was mutual friends with some of the girls in there. And then Kelsey put together a women's mastermind where she would have a group of business women get together after hours. I didn't attend very many of those, but I did attend one that was a yoga sound bath. And we just connected, and I had a bookkeeper for a while who was wonderful, but Kelsey works directly with my CPA. They have a relationship also. So the process is just really, it was just easier for me to go with someone that was already connected to my CPA. And that could be just kind of running a more services for me.
Yeah. So really running in the same circles. I want to say our friend Mercedes connected us, and she's my client as well, her and her husband's business. So just running in networking groups, which I love, and Facebook. Facebook is my most favorite place to be.
So how long have you been coaching other potential?
How long have I been coaching?
Yeah.
Oh, so I actually launched it's been a long time in the making. So I wanted to coach women 5 years ago. In 2018, I was like, I started a website called Raw Mom Coaching, rawmomblog.com. And, but I didn't have the tool. I was like, what do I teach these women? What can I bring to women? And at the time I was running a digital marketing agency, but marketing is so volatile that I was like, I'm not going to tell women to go start their own marketing agency. I need to give them something stable.
Right.
And then I stumbled across bookkeeping, and it really was like, I fell in love with the bookkeeping side. And then it was kind of oh my gosh, this is the tool. This is what I need to teach other women. But I needed to prove to myself first that I could make this a legitimate business. And my goal was to get to $10,000 a month consistently. And if I can make that on my own and build it out, I build out a system to show women how to duplicate that. And so I started it 6 months ago is when my coaching business officially launched to actually take on clients. And now we have helped 10 women start their own LLCs, bookkeeping LLCs.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Wow. Cool. Yeah. Cool. There's something to be said with doing it yourself and making it happen for yourself, but knowing it to a level that you can actually teach someone else. I don't know what it's called, but it's that like highest level of knowledge that you can replicate it and duplicate it. And in business, it's coming up with those systems. So that's very, very cool. So what does that look like? So I'm not familiar. And with cleaning, there's really no certifications. Like there's some, if I wanted to go get a hazmat and work crime scenes, I could get certifications. But with bookkeeping, is that something that you need or can?
It is low barrier to entry. There are same thing. There are certifications you can go get. I teach my women to get certified in the software first, and we work in QuickBooks. So you do. I'm like, it's a free certification, but it's like an 8-hour long certification. Yeah. It's pretty strenuous, and to get certified in it, so that you're certified in your software, because everything else is really like virtual bookkeeping is relatively new, really since like just the past like 3 to 5 years. Most people think of your bookkeeper as like little old lady sitting in making checks and T sheets and all that.
Now, do you have like a grain visor or anything?
Exactly. So like virtual bookkeeping is relatively new. So there's no actual true certification, because we're not filing the taxes. We're not like an accountant, a CPA. Yeah. We are producing the work for the CPA though. So really it's on the CPA to double check what us as the bookkeeper has done and produced, and to file the taxes for the client. So yeah, there's not a true certification, but I would absolutely recommend getting certified in whatever you're working in, whatever software you're going to work in as the bookkeeper.
So I have a question. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I can just see Caitlyn. Her wheels are spinning, and she's like, "Oh, let me add another hat."
No,
another business.
I love QuickBooks so much. So I'm like, could I go through that class just to learn?
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that. I love QuickBooks.
I know. Sorry. That's the question.
No, but there is, QuickBooks does offer it. You have to have the Pro Advisor accountant account, and then they offer a free training. So if you can, I have a link for that. If you want to get set up there, I can help you out.
Might be fun. You catch me doing that on Saturday.
So I know you can only take on so many clients due to just time constraints. You know, I mean, you only have so much bandwidth to do this on your own, I'm assuming, right?
Well, that's why I have a team. That's where those teams.
You have a whole team. Okay.
I have my one assistant who works about 15 hours a week for me, and then the other one who does about 10 to 12 hours a week. So they take off about 20, 25 hours a week of work off of my workload. And we're actually looking to hire again so that we can continue, because tax season coming up is our busiest season. And I always have, that's when our business usually double, triples at that time. And I want to be able to continue. My biggest thing is serving my current clients at that highest level, while also being able to grow the business.
Yes.
So implementing those systems and training employees properly to duplicate what you do is key to growing that business. Yeah.
So as you're talking to a potential client, I'm just thinking, you know, all the folks that might be listening, what would you say to them so that they have faith that you are the right bookkeeper for them, and that they can trust, you know, what you're doing, and can leave those finances with you on a monthly basis?
Well, so I usually do a free consult, and they usually last anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on how many questions those people have for me. And I ask them, I have a whole list of questions that I ask to get all the information that I'm looking for. I feel like that instills in people that we kind of know what we're doing if we're asking all these questions. But then we show them like what we would be doing, what a profit and loss would look like for you, what we have the visuals, because bookkeeping is something, it's kind of boring to talk about out loud and goes over some people's head. But by the time we've asked them all the questions and they've digested the information and we show them what we can do for them, typically they're like, yeah, so how can I pay you?
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
It sounds like Janice is interviewing for a new bookkeeper.
Yeah.
Well, I just think about all the people that are listening, because those are the questions that they have. You know, how do I know you're the right one? What do I do? You know, I've never done that before. Maybe I'm lost. So
yeah. And a lot of people ask where they start. Like, well, where do I even start? And it's like the very basic place that you have to start as a business owner is very first, you have to have a business checking account. Believe it or not, so many business owners operate fully out of their personal account. And it's like, you need to separate your personal from your business first and foremost for us to even help you. And then once you've done that, we can take a look at what's going on in that business. And we really just assess what they have going on and develop a strategy for what will work for them. And I've worked with several industries now, you know, like if a roofing business comes to me, like Jenny, I know what a typical roofing business spends, what they spend in supplies, what they spend in contractors versus how much money they make. And I can look at a business's numbers and say, hey, you look a little high here, or hey, you're really not spending much here. Like, you could probably hire more or whatever. So yeah, just also that consultancy side of having a financial person to ask those kinds of questions too, and to overview your finances. Yeah.
Great. I love that. This has been a super great conversation. So I'm super pumped. So we're going to take another commercial break. And then on the backside, we're going to go over our topic of the month, because I think all of us here are going to really be able to dive in. But it's giving back and how our business can make a positive impact in our community. So, so we'll go ahead and break. And then when we come back, we'll jump into that topic. So.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
Welcome back. So let's dive right back in. If you're just joining us, we're about to talk about our topic of the month, giving back, how our business can give back and give making positive impact in the community. So again, if you're listening live, drop some comments in. We want to say that you're listening, say hi, and join in the conversation. That's what this is. This is a big roundtable. It's a new way to network. It's podcasting and networking at the same time. It's giving an opportunity to meet people and have topics of discussion that we normally wouldn't get to have because we're not always in the same room as these people. So we're going to dive right in. Jenny, I want to hear from you. I think that you have some great stuff. So tell us how your business gives back, or just some ways that people can do this. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's see. I feel like I want to support everybody. I have a hard time saying no, and I just have so much passion, especially when I see people with nonprofits. I just always want to be able to share with them. So I have like a massive amount of people that I support. One primarily is a horse. It's a horse and a Mustang sanctuary, where these horses are round up on BLM lands and sold off to auctions. It's a really horrible, sad thing. But I just help them provide with food and hay, and as monthly as I can for that. We also support the local animal shelter We recently, just yesterday, actually, Paul and I were at an event with the Chamber of Commerce, and they had an auction there where we were supporting the Wylie Wylie Community Christian Center, and really we support our local high school. We pretty much anybody that calls me for a donation, I'm really likely to give it to them. Yeah. So if you hear that, viewers, reach out to TC. Yeah. Get me on the phone.
I would tell you first, and make sure the bookkeeper says it's okay.
Yeah. But I am, one of our friends, her father was sick with cancer, and I just, whatever we can do to support them, I'm always an advocate for. And I just, our local nonprofits, whether it's just money or time, I love giving up my time to volunteer as well. However, we can be helping hands. That's where we love to be, sign up for those kind of things all the time. But there's many of them. I'm like, I got a whole list. Chelsea, you totally see them coming through. But I know Marissa's involved in a lot of things as well.
Right.
Yeah. So growing up, I'm not going to sit here and be on a soapbox and say growing up, life was hard and all these things. But I realize that I'm in control of where I'm at financially, where my company's at financially. And I believe strongly on being the hands and feet of Jesus on this earth. So it is probably one of my most favorite things to do. If you told me I had to volunteer or work, I would definitely volunteer. And I think that my husband's like, no, you need to work. But we do love volunteering. We just did the food drive with our company, and we had people drop off quite a bit of stuff. We loaded up the back of my husband's truck, delivered it to Amazing Grace Food Pantry. And it's something I want to keep doing. When we were there, they were like, hey, do you want to take a photo? And I was like, no, I'm good. And they gave us a tour. I was walking through, and my husband popped out of the freezer, and it was really cool. They were showing us everything. But when I hear that they need something, I'd make a mental note, and I'm like, why can't I go get that? There's no reason why I can't go get that. So they need toothpaste and deodorant and feminine products and baby stuff. And I'm like, oh, you're telling the wrong person. That's where I'm headed. But another thing that we do is, it's something that's not really thought of a lot, but there's kids in school who, their parents aren't able to pay their lunch balances. And sometimes their lunch can go over a little bit and they still get the regular lunch. But then they get to the point where they're negative so many dollars and they have to have, I don't know what it is. I know when I was in school, it was 2 pieces of bread and a slice of cheese. And so twice a year, I try to call towards the end of the semesters just to see what the balance is. And then I try to pay off, if not all of it, then most of it. We give back to our church. We, try to volunteer with all of our church events and stuff like that. I don't know if I would want to say it's fun. It's humbling. It's empowering. It makes me feel great. But I don't want to do it for any bit of recognition. I don't want to, pat on the back. I don't want any of that. I really enjoy doing that because I have the capability to do it. But I think just the smallest thing, like Karen was telling us before she had to go, $10 a month can feed a whole family. And that's mind blowing. And when we were there on Tuesday, they were telling us that they can buy most, I think it was canned goods for 14 cents a can. And you can't get that, but they get that deal because they have contracts with other, grocery stores and stuff. So it's crazy. I didn't know that they took cash donations. So add that to my list, but we're a big supporter of Wylie East. I'm a Wylie East graduate, so I'm a sucker for that. My kiddos go to school in Levon, so I support the high school and their sports, and I'm the biggest sponsor there, and we get our sign put up, and that's fun. And I just try to be a part of as much as I can, especially when it comes to kids. I'm a major sucker for that. It's humbling. It really is.
Makes you grateful for what you have, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It does for me. It really, it takes my woe is me away 100%.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Be the miracle for someone else's life.
Yeah.
One
I'm
of
right
the
there with you on supporting the kids, because that's my whole thing is my daughter, she's in a wheelchair, almost 7 years old, and a wheelchair costs $20,000. Most people don't have that laying around to go and buy a wheelchair. that she can get around on. Like that's like her legs. And so that is my biggest thing is contributing to those families for those children that just don't have those resources. Same, just even medically, like my daughter had a surgery that was like $200,000 surgery, hip surgery last year. It's insane the amount of care that it takes to take care of kids in our communities that we're not really like, your eyes aren't open to until they are, And so I think that that's important to share that, because it's not something that we see all the time. And then me having firsthand experience with that, it's just like so near and dear to my heart to be able to, in the position I am now, by being able to start my businesses and stuff, have provided me to be able to give back to that community a little bit. And so, yeah, I feel that those kids, taking care of those babies is like a huge thing on my heart.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where everything you have, money, cars, house, clothes, whatever, everything you have, like you do not take it when you leave. And so if I have more of it, why not share it? And so that's just something, it's constantly running through my mind. I don't take it when I leave. It doesn't, it has like some, I got this from my husband, and so it means something to me or whatever, but there's like the holidays coming up. The holidays were always my favorite growing up. And I just cannot imagine anybody not having food for the holidays and just on a normal basis. And so it's a constant reminder, like, just go grab a couple things extra at the store for a couple of dollars, it won't hurt. And so, yeah, my heart's really pulled towards like the food pantry right now. And that's probably where I'm headed after this.
I love that. One of the things that I was thinking about is just like you were saying, Kelsey, so many people are not aware. And like, I had no idea that a wheelchair costs $20,000.
Yeah. And then you got to buy a new one in a few years after they grow.
Yeah, because they grow and it's this constant expense. Like I had no idea because my eyes have never been open to something like that. And so I think talking about it is really important. One of the things when I think about making an impact in my community is it's one-on-one. We can go, we've always talked about giving money, volunteering our time, but also that one-on-one connection when we're talking to people, because that's when people are the most vulnerable and they'll share their real story. They'll share with you who they are. And then you get to, whether that's encourage them. I mean, I'm a big words of affirmation person. That's my love language. So you'll catch me, like I try and encourage as many people as I can, but in those one-on-one moments, there's so much impact that you can give by just loving on them or meeting them where they're at, or they'll tell you in that vulnerable moment, hey, I'm not going to have a Thanksgiving dinner. We can't really get the turkey this year, yada, yada, whatever that may be. And then you can meet that need on a one-on-one basis. That's kind of where I like to fall in, because there are so many times where Karen was saying for the food pantry, so many people will run and volunteer for the holidays. And then where are they at in January? Those times. And that's what's important to me is hearing, like in our church, like if someone needs something, then okay, well, how are we going to take care of that on a one-on-one basis, just through relationship, or hearing it even through the grapevine, like a connection through Jenny, and you hear that they need something. Okay, I want to support that and be a part. So there's also different ways, just by not besides money or volunteering time. Think about those people that are right in front of you, that if you really just took them by the shoulders and said, hey, how are you doing? They're gonna tell you in that moment, and that's a real sign for you to get to show up as a friend or family or whatever that may be, and be present and help them. And so that's when I think about giving an impact. I mean, I'll even do that with my clients. You can see because they trust us to be in their homes, and I recognize that we get to be in their safe place, their shelter. And so we walk in and I can see someone's having a really hard day and like, hey, how are you actually doing? And they'll open up because they've already trusted us to be in their homes, and you get to really ask. And so I take that very seriously, to get to be a part and care for people one-on-one as well. So that's kind of my impact that I like to give. So
I love that. And I see a lot of those folks aren't necessarily people that would end up at a food pantry or something like that. They're just having a time or a season or, you know, a rough month or whatever it is. And so they're not necessarily a regular at those places. And so there's a little bit of a struggle in how do I get help for just a short period of time, or maybe I can just, you know, tough it out and get through it. So I agree. I really enjoy doing those one-on-one gives as well. Because they don't it's not that they don't have a resource, but it's just it's just different. I feel like, you know, we do quite a bit of that. And I know, Caitlyn, you and I have talked about my stuff that I want to do. So I don't know how many of you folks are familiar with Hope for the Cities in Wylie with the Cross Church. But that's a huge calling for me. And you know, I could go volunteer as a counselor or that's not, that is not my gift. No. But I can, as a business owner and as someone that's in the community and with my recruiting background, I could see that there's some gaps, as you all probably know, when you're trying to hire folks in their 20s and early 30s. There was the gap with no vocational school. And so it was college or nothing. And so we have about a 12 to 15 year gap of kids that graduated high school that didn't have certifications or a vocational path, so to speak. And so they're working in jobs that aren't necessarily careers, and they're struggling to make ends meet. And so that is something that I have a calling for is to get the community together to get training and get just get their level of life amped up so that they're not struggling month to month, not just feeding them now, but what are we doing so that they're not stuck in the same situation 6 months from now? You know, that's really something that it's a little less tangible, and it's hard to put your finger on what can I do, but it's what I'm working on, because I feel like that's what's necessary in our community, you know, to make our community better, not just feed it today.
I love that. That is powerful. Make our community better and not just feed it today. Empowering people to have a difference and things be different in a year from now.
That's right.
I think that's really powerful. So we're going to take our last commercial break. And then on the flip side, we're going to let Paul share some of his thoughts on making an impact in the community. And then we're going to go around and just share how people can get connected with us. And man, I can't believe it's almost the end of the show. This one has probably been one of my favorites. So I'm super excited with this this topic of conversation. So let's do the commercial, and then I'm super excited to hear from Paul. So.
The Community Difference-Wylie is made possible by Jenny Connolly with TC Roofing, Restoration and Solar. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays, the power of advertising. Juan Payon with JP Direct Health. Proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Cordell Reynolds with Frost Bank. Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. Lynn Heverly. Realtor with Coldwell Banker Apex. Trust, knowledge, hard work, and results.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
Welcome back. So we're finishing up our topic of discussion on making an impact for the community. So Paul, I am super excited to hear from you. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I touched on a little bit on Master Networks this morning, but you know, our company has an initiative called Corporate Connection, and it's kind of set up for you know, I use it mainly for for teachers in the school district. My mother is a retired special education teacher, and my sister is a teacher over in Fort Worth, and so you know, as hard as they work and, you know, the amount of pay they get, there's always something that they could find useful. And one thing that we do with our Corporate Connection program is, you know, we offer $500 off of their closing costs when they close a loan with us. And so I always found that was, you know, I mean, every little bit helps on that thing.
Yeah.
And so I actually partnered with a guy about a year ago who's a real estate broker. His company is called Chabot Strategies, and he does a lot of relocation of groups from either one point in the country to another, or but one of the biggest things is we have one. It's called Military Vet Move, and so if a veteran wants to move from Kansas City to Florida, and if I'm licensed in that state, since I'm licensed from Texas to Florida and a few others, then we'll give them $500 off of their closing costs, and then Chabot Strategies matches that with a donation to the VA. And so we found that to be a successful piece. I mean, it's sometimes it's every little bit helps. Yeah. But we also do that with one called Law Enforcement Move. So the same type of situation where our public servants and our first responders, I mean, do a lot of work for sometimes not a lot of pay. And so anything we can kind of do to give back, where, Chabot Strategies will match the donation that I give on closing cost credits to their either their police force, or if they've got a favorite charity, we'll do that as well. So it's been a good, kind of vessel to, be a good steward of your community and of your company and things like that. So those have been really fun to work on.
I love one of the things that Lyndon says is that the small businesses are the heartbeat of the community. And we activate so many other businesses that may not have an opportunity to get off the ground. Mm-hmm. And we, because we need someone that's going to do our shirts, someone that's going to do our marketing, does our bookkeeping, all of these different things that one business needs in order to operate. And then when we become busy, we need someone to clean our house, someone to mow our lawn. Like, we as small businesses provide so many services for so many other people. And that's what I love about our networking group, Master Networks, is that we have such an amazing collective group that does so many different things that we can just pick and choose from there and just continue to support each other.
Yeah. I mean, it's like being the go-to guy. I mean, you're the go-to guy for, what do you need? I mean, I've got somebody for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That has been my absolute goal. And I think that's the part of being a part of Master Networks, because when I refer someone, I know 100% that when I refer them, that they're going to get taken care of and taken care of really well, in the same way that I would want to take care of my clients. And so when I add someone to the repertoire, I know and I can trust them and to take care of my people, because that's always who I'm referring them to. And so I think that's a really, really big thing. So we're going to do one rapid fire question. And because I'm super excited, I want to know everyone's favorite Thanksgiving tradition. And then we'll go around again and let people know how they can get in touch with each other. So Paul, what is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Well, I don't know. It's my most favorite, but it creeps around every year. So we go to my parents' house. They live over in Bedford, and we go to my parents' house, and our family's over there. My mom, I mean, it's just what she likes to do. But we have a piece of paper that the activity is ask what you're thankful for, and it changes every year. I mean, when you're young, you're thankful that Christmas is right around the corner type thing. But I mean, it's very thought provoking. I mean, because it changes every year what you're thankful for. And as you get older, you're thankful that you're above ground, and you've got health and all those. So I mean, I don't know. It's my favorite, but it's my most memorable, and it really it makes my mom happy. So I mean, I can't. It's hard to argue with make your mom happy.
Yes, love that, Marissa.
Football. That's my favorite. Everybody plans these cute outfits, and I just need my Dallas Cowboys jersey. So I love me some football on Thanksgiving. It's my favorite.
Awesome.
Love it. Janice, then Kelsey and Jenny.
So we play bingo with prizes with everybody, and my dad is the caller. We actually have a bingo game, and everybody's in there. I mean, it can be 8 people or it can be 25 people. And we play bingo for hours, and we just have the stupidest prizes, but it gets really competitive. But everybody's engaged. So there's no just, you eat and then watch TV and then, you're not. It makes us really spend some great quality time with everybody. And I love that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to save that for later. That's really good. Kelsey?
So we started not just Thanksgiving, but holidays, Christmas, birthdays, everything. I started with my daughters traveling. So instead of gifts, instead of things like that, we have an experience, is what we call it. So like this Thanksgiving, we're headed to Colorado. We go all different kinds of places. We started it a couple of years ago, and so yeah, we just more want to focus on the quality time together and not so much like I just remember my mom stressing about the cooking the food and cleaning the house and doing all that. And I was like, I don't want that. I just like we'll literally go to like a steakhouse that is open on Thanksgiving and have dinner there, and then but are on a trip going somewhere. So more just like focusing on the holiday of the experience of being with your family, with one another, is something we've started doing the last few years.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Mine's a little harder to say because my tradition, my family is no longer with me. But I do keep my parents very alive. I make my mom's stuffing every Thanksgiving, which has raisins and apples in it. It's really, really good. And then as far as the holidays in general go, we kind of the same as Chelsea. Like this year now, granted, I don't have our parents aren't with us, but we do have kids and we have grandkids. And as they're older, their Christmas lists are very expensive and out of control, like iPads and Apple Watches. So we have transitioned and now we are doing it as a white elephant Christmas gift exchange. So everybody, all the kids can participate, bring a $15 to $20 gift. And the more the merrier. That way they can bring, now they have their boyfriends and whatever. Everyone's invited, but you bring one gift and we do a white elephant to where, it's engaging and fun. And this will be our second year of doing that. So exactly. We're not going to add any extra stress, but we don't want to leave anybody out. But we're like, we can't afford everybody iPads. So here we go. That's what we're doing.
I love that. So my favorite Thanksgiving tradition is all the leftovers. I like eating Thanksgiving dinner over and over again until I'm tired of it. And there's just something. Yeah, I do. I love it. I love Thanksgiving food because we don't always eat like all of that throughout the year. And so I want to eat it like a couple times, at least like 4 till I'm like done. And then I'm like, okay, I do not want turkey until next Thanksgiving. And I'm totally down for it. So any leftovers, as long as it's good. If you're a good cook, I'll take your leftovers. So we've got like 2 minutes left, 2 or 3, and we're just going to go around. Tell us again who you are, how people can get in touch with you, and then I'll close it out. So Jenny, you first.
Okay. I'm Jenny Connolly, TC Roofing Restorations and Solar. You can find me on social media or just Google us. All of our contact information is in there by phone and email. Drop us a line.
Janice?
So I'm Janice Greenlee. I'm an Ambit energy consultant and a real estate investor. And you can find me at greenlee.joinambit.com or 972-768-4951.
Love it. Kelsey?
Oh, so yes, you can find me on social media best. Facebook is probably going to be your best bet. Just my name, Kelsey Burks. Look for the redhead, or Google keepsafebookkeeping.com. All the contact info is there.
Love it.
Perfect. So same, I can be found on social media. I have people who find my personal page. Feel free to message me. You'll get a faster response from my office. So if you message my business account, Page Restoration, you're likely to hear back much quicker. We have a website, pagerestoration.com. So reach out to us through there.
I guess I'm the last one. My name is Paul Fisher. I'm with Certainty Home Lending, so residential mortgage loan originator. You can go to my website at loansbyfisher.com, or you can go find us at certaintyhomelending.com, and we're here for you.
Awesome. Love it. So my name is Caitlyn Fuessel. I'm the owner of Elite Diamond Cleaning. You can get a hold of me at my cell, 214-300-9876, or elitediamondcleaning.com, or on Facebook, Instagram, all the things. Feel free to message. But we're super glad that you joined in, spent your time listening to us. I hope y'all have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Just a reminder, no show next Thursday. Our next show will be the 30th, so tune back in. Put a reminder to tune back in. But we're super glad that y'all joined us today, and I hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. So
Thanks for coming on, you guys.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.